Good morning, everybody. This is Jim Downey at Jim Downey Glass. Today we're making glass sea turtles, and I'm going to be using some fun colors. I got my holder here. This is 10mm Pyrex, and I got some really nice lilac, lavender, very light purple glass here, and we're going to make a swirl. We're going to use some of this lavender glass. Can't remember what this one's called. All these different glasses have different names. It's like going into the paint store and looking for a green. But you can't find green. You can find a million colors of green, but it's never going to be called green. And we caught everything under the sun. All right, so I'm using this here. This is some purple I got once. It was made in India. It changes color. It turns more of a blue when it gets hot. But I'm going to try it today and see if I can keep that nice color. So I got 2 shades of purple. I'm going to put some white. This is North Star White. This is my favorite white. If you need a basic white, this is it. I buy this stuff by the, well, I never buy less than a pound at a time, let me just say that. I'm going to use some glitter, my favorite heavy blue leprechaun. I'm going to put that opposite the white. So I got 4 colors here. And then today's theme music is Morphine. Morphine's famous album, Cure for Pain. Apparently these guys did not use drugs, but they had the name Morphine for a name of a band. Alright, so what I'm doing now is I'm lining the 2 sides of that heavy blue leprechaun with some brilliant white. And this stuff here is so potent you don't need a whole lot of it. So I'm just putting a thin line of it on there. I'm going to give myself a little twist. Giving a little twist. The hardest part about making these twists is getting a nice, clean terminus. I like that word, terminus, which is where the spiral ends. You want a nice, clean line. It's so hard to do. I'm going to hope that's it. Going to heat this whole thing up and let that kind of shrink down. Get my water here. Always make sure you have a lot of water on hand when you do this glass blowing. I'm keeping my my rod over here hot because I'm going to need this to make the head and the flippers. Oh, that is sweet. That is a sweet looking swirl. And you can't really tell because it's still hot, but trust me. I am happy with that. That's a lot of white on there. A lot of that star white. Okay, so that tells me maybe we want to make the head of the turtle star white. You know, you can make a couple of decisions at this point. Do you want it to be a sideways pendant? Do you want it to be a straight up and down pendant? What part of the swirl here do you want to highlight? Do you want to make it look like a wave? I just added some clear glass to that swirl. This is going to function as the lens to look through. I'm rolling that clear down on the sides. Melding that clear glass onto that colored glass platform, really good. You don't want to have any re-entry areas. You want that glass to just flow right on there. And then we're squeezing the bottom. We're going to pull this off later. The thinner I can make that glass near the base of the pendant, the easier it's going to be when I go to pull it off. And you can still see it's pretty hot, but you can see that swirl pattern. Yeah, that is nice. All right, so what to do next? Okay, so I don't think I'm going to give this sea turtle a white head. I think that's going to be too plain looking. What I'm going to do is I'm going to feature the white on the head, but it's not going to be the only color. So what I'm doing is I'm heating my color rod that I made the swirl out of, and I'm going to hold it from the other end because I can see there's more white on the one end than the other. Alright, we are ready. We're making the head now. So it's going to be an up and down turtle. I'm going to put a little blob of glass here for the tail. That's going to come in hand a little later. All right, now we're going to make the head. What I usually do is I grab my tweezers and I'll go underneath the chin here, and I'm going to pull a bottom jaw like so. Sometimes I have to pull the head out a little further. That's nice. Sometimes I have to take a little bit of glass off the bottom. And I try to have all these things look relatively like they have a nice mouth and jaw. People don't always notice it, but if it's got a face, you got to do a good job on the face. All right, so here we are. It's our head, tail. That's our pattern. I'm gonna put some mounds where the eyes are going to be, and then we will change the way we hold this guy. Right now we're holding it from the bottom, but we want to hold it from the back so we can get into some details with the flippers. All right, so now we made our eye mounds. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to temporarily attach this rod here to the sea turtle shell, and then we're going to pull off the handle here, and we're going to attach that to the tail, and then we're going to stretch out the sea turtle's body to give it an oval shape. All right, we're 12 minutes in. I need to tell people these things take me about a half hour to make, but I'm trying to make this one a little quicker. But I tell you, ever since that article in the Our State magazine came out about me and my sea turtle business, I am getting a lot of attention. It's kind of nice. You know, I worked for 30 years for a big corporation, and I always had it in the back of my head that someday I'm going to retire with my little pension from that corporation, and I'm going to start a business where I get to do glass blowing for fun. And this coming June will mark 15 years that I've been retired. So there's our elongated turtle body. Yeah, I've been retired for 15 years from the big corporation, and I am loving life. I also realize I'm very lucky to be able to do that, because most of those big corporations, they don't offer those retirement packages anymore. So I realize I'm in a really unique situation. But I've done my time. I put in my time for the man, and now I'm getting to do what I want to do. Which today is making sea turtles. Tomorrow I may be making seahorses. If you go to my website, jimdowneyglass.com, you'll see I have a few ornaments, clear balls with figurines inside. Somebody just bought a dragonfly last night. I'm going to be shipping that off. On my website I got dragonflies, hummingbirds, dragons, what else? Oh, sunflowers, all inside clear balls. You know, I was really starting to ramp up on those things until this article came out, and now I can see I'm going to be making sea turtles for the foreseeable future, because think I've sold like 100 of these things in the last month, which I'm really grateful for. Anybody who's bought one, thank you. Getting ready to send some money down to Navarre Beach Sea Turtles. I sent some up to the Outer Banks. And gonna have to make a donation to the Karen Beasley Sea Turtle Hospital, right up the road here in Surf City, North Carolina. All right, I'm working on the back flippers now. All right, I can see one of my sea turtle back flippers is smaller than the other one. I got to add a little bit more glass on there. When I do that, I always put it on the bottom so you can't see that I made an addition. Alright, getting ready to got the back flippers done. Now the tail is pretty much ready for the final pull off, but first I got to do the front flippers. I have different tweezers and pliers that I use. Sometimes I just use my plain tweezers, which is what I'm going to do on this one. Alright, so I got my front flippers done, got my back flippers done. Only thing left to do, I may put a little indentation for the eyes with my little piece of copper tubing. Alright, best thing to do is make a little loop underneath his chin so he can be worn as a necklace. Got some interesting color patterns in this guy. Sometimes you get little bubbles on the end of the glass rod, so we're pulling that off so we have a nice clean piece of glass to work with. There are other people that make glass sea turtles. Sometimes they don't put as much details into the head and face as I do, and they kind of figure out a way to make a loop out of the sea turtle's head. I don't really like that style. I'd rather make this little loop underneath his chin. That's my style. Everybody does it their own way. Sometimes I put the loop on the side of the turtle shell so it looks like he's swimming sideways. I'll make one like that later, post a video of it. But right now, I'm at the 20-minute mark, and I need to wrap this guy up. So it's still pretty hot, so you can't see all the colors, but there's white, purple, lavender. The big dark swirl is that heavy blue leprechaun, which has glitter in it, and then that's lined with white, bright white. So yeah, this guy turned out really cool. Last thing to do, pull off the end for the tail, and there you go. He's done at 21 minutes. So when I say each one takes a half hour, obviously I got to take these things out of the oven. I got to inspect it, make sure there's no cracks or defects. I engrave the bottom with the year 2024, JDG, Jim Downey Glass. Put a necklace on it, put it in a gift box, take a picture of it, put it on my website. So yeah, maybe a little bit more than a half hour for each one. So I sell them for what, $32, sometimes $35 each. I deserve 70 bucks an hour, don't I? Absolutely. Okay, so there you go. Thank you for watching. I'm going to upload this video on YouTube, and visit me on Facebook at Jim Downey's Glass Sea Turtles. Visit me at my website, jimdowneyglass.com. Send me an email at jimdowneyglass@gmail.com. And you have a great day.